Why you can't focus. You picked up your phone just now to check the time, didn't you? And yet, here you are, watching a video, scrolling through a feed, completely forgetting what you originally intended to do. This isn't an accident. It isn't a lack of willpower. It is a biological hijacking. Your brain is currently under siege by a chemical enemy that you invite into your life every single day. You wonder why you can't sit down and read a book for 10 minutes without reaching for your pocket? You wonder why your ambition feels high at night but vanishes by morning. The truth is simple but brutal. You are an addict, and until you break this addiction, you will never achieve the success you dream of. Let's fix your broken brain, the invisible chains. Let's be honest about your current state. You are drowning in a sea of cheap dopamine. Every time you see a notification, every time you get a like, every time you swipe to the next video, your brain releases a tiny hit of pleasure. It feels good in the moment, but it is destroying your ability to function as a high-performing human being. Think of it like junk food. If you eat candy all day, an apple tastes like cardboard. In the same way, if you flood your brain with the hyper-stimulating content of social media and video games, actual work feels impossible. It feels boring. It feels painful. This is why you procrastinate. It's not because the work is too hard. It's because the work is too slow. Your brain has been trained to expect a reward every 15 seconds. When you sit down to write that report, study for that exam, or build that business, there is no immediate applause. There are no flashing lights. So your brain panics. It screams for stimulation. It begs you to check your phone just one more time. You are fighting a chemical war against your own biology, and right now, you are losing. You have traded your long-term empire for a short-term hit of digital sugar. You are voluntarily putting on chains that keep you mediocre. Recognize the chains. Feel the weight of them. Only then can we begin to break them. The science of the crash. To understand why you are stuck, you must understand the mechanism of dopamine. It is not just the pleasure molecule. It is the molecule of more. In a natural state, you would get dopamine from hunting, from building shelter, from achieving something difficult. It was designed to keep you alive and motivated. But the modern world has hacked this system. When you scroll on TikTok or Instagram, you are getting the biological reward of a successful hunt without leaving your couch. You are getting the prize without the effort. Here is the dangerous part. For every spike in dopamine, there is a corresponding crash. Your brain seeks homeostasis, or balance. So, when you flood it with unnatural levels of pleasure, it compensates by lowering your baseline. This means that after a binge of scrolling or gaming, you don't just return to normal. You actually drop below normal. You feel empty, anxious, and unmotivated. The world seems gray. Nothing excites you. This is a state of dopamine deficit. And what do you do to feel better? You go back to the source of the addiction. You pick up the phone again. It becomes a vicious cycle that destroys your potential. You are literally rewiring your neural pathways to seek the path of least resistance. You are training yourself to be weak. To reclaim your focus, you must understand that this crash is not a sign to consume more. It is a sign that you are healing. You must endure the low to reset the baseline, the withdrawal, and the boredom. The cure for a distracted mind is not a new app or a better planner. The cure is boredom. We have become terrified of being bored. We treat silence like an enemy. If we have to wait in line for 30 seconds, out comes the phone. If there is a lull in conversation, out comes the phone. We cannot stand to be alone with our own thoughts, but boredom is where ideas are born. Boredom is where the mind rests and recovers. If you want to be in the top 1%, you must learn to sit in a room, do nothing, and be okay with it. When you start this detox, When you put the phone away and force yourself to focus, it is going to hurt. Your brain will scream. You will feel an intense urge to distract yourself. This is withdrawal. It is no different from a smoker trying to quit cigarettes. You will feel restless, irritable, and agitated. Most people quit right here. They say, "I'll just check it for a minute," and then they're gone for hours. You must expect this pain. You must welcome it. The agitation you feel is your brain recalibrating. It is the feeling of your dopamine receptors slowly growing back. Do not run from the boredom. Embrace it. Let it wash over you. In that silence, you will find the clarity you have been missing for years. You are not missing out on anything online. You are missing out on your own life. The hard reset protocol. So how do we fix this? We perform a hard reset. This isn't about cutting back a little bit. It is about a radical intervention. For the next 24 hours, you are going to starve your dopamine addiction. No social media, no video games, no digital entertainment, no junk food. You are going to make your life intentionally boring. You can write, you can read physical books, you can exercise, you can walk in nature, and you can stare at a wall. That is it. By removing the high stimulation triggers, you give your brain a chance to breathe. You will notice something amazing happen after the initial pain subsides. Suddenly, regular tasks don't seem so impossible. Reading a book becomes interesting again. Writing that essay becomes manageable. Why? Because you aren't comparing it to the hyperspeed of the internet anymore. You are resetting your sensitivity. You're lowering the bar for what your brain considers rewarding. This is how you reclaim your power. You stop being a consumer and you start being a creator. This protocol is not a punishment. It is a liberation. It is you taking the controls back from the algorithm. You are telling the world that your attention is not for sale. It belongs to you, and you will spend it on building your future, not on watching others live theirs. The new reality. Imagine a life where you can sit down and work for 4 hours straight without feeling the itch to check your pocket. Imagine having a mind that is sharp, clear, and laser-focused on your goals. This is not a superpower reserved for the chosen few. It is the natural state of a human being who is not addicted to cheap dopamine. When you master your focus, you become dangerous. You can learn skills faster than anyone else. You can produce higher quality work in less time. You become a force of nature in a world full of zombies. While everyone else is walking around with their heads down, staring at a screen, scrolling their lives away, you will be looking up. You will be seeing opportunities they miss. You will be executing while they are consuming. This advantage is huge. The bar is set so low today that simply being able to focus puts you ahead of 99% of the population. The detox is just the beginning. It is the spark that ignites the engine. But you must maintain it. Protect your focus like it is your most valuable asset, because it is. Do not let the digital noise drown out your internal voice. You have work to do. You have a legacy to build. Put the phone down. Close the tabs. Get to work. Your future self is begging you to focus.